Operation Husky, the Allied invasion of Sicily in July 1943, marked a turning point in World War II. The invasion was a massive and complex operation involving the coordination of British, American, and Commonwealth forces. The plan aimed to open the Mediterranean and begin the liberation of Europe by removing the Axis forces from Sicily. The campaign started in the early hours of July 9, 1943, with paratrooper drops and amphibious landings along Sicily's southern coast. The goal was to secure beachheads and disrupt Axis defenses, paving the way for further advances into Italy. The initial stages of the operation were marked by strong resistance from German and Italian forces. Despite rough seas and high winds complicating the amphibious landings, the Allies pressed forward. The airborne troops tasked with securing key positions faced significant challenges due to scattered drops, leaving many units disorganized. However, they regrouped and continued to secure critical points behind enemy lines, playing a vital role in disrupting Axis communications. As the main landings took place, Allied forces fought hard to establish control over coastal areas. The American 7th Army under General George Patton and the British 8th Army, led by General Bernard Montgomery, pushed inland. The town of Gela became a focal point of early fighting, where American forces repelled several counterattacks by German tanks. Despite initial setbacks, including logistical challenges, the Allies secured Gela and began advancing inland. One of the pivotal moments of Operation Husky was the capture of the strategically important port city of Syracuse by British forces. This allowed the Allies to bring in additional reinforcements and supplies, strengthening their foothold on the island. Meanwhile, the Americans made rapid advances toward Palermo, capturing the city and cutting off a key Axis supply route. This victory put further pressure on the Axis forces, limiting their ability to defend the island effectively. Throughout the campaign, the terrain of Sicily presented significant challenges to both sides. The island's rugged mountains and narrow roads made troop movements difficult and slowed down the advance. Additionally, the hot summer weather took its toll on the soldiers, who had to endure difficult conditions as they fought their way through Axis defenses. Despite these challenges, the Allies continued to push northward, aiming to secure the entire island. Axis forces, composed of German and Italian troops, attempted several counterattacks but were unable to stop the Allied advance. The German 15th Panzer Division and Italian defenders put up strong resistance in towns like Catania and Messina. However, they were gradually worn down by the superior numbers and coordination of the Allied forces. A key turning point came when the Allies launched coordinated attacks from multiple directions, overwhelming Axis positions. As the fighting continued, the Axis forces began a strategic withdrawal toward the northeastern tip of Sicily, near Messina. The German forces in particular conducted a well-executed retreat, evacuating thousands of troops and equipment across the Strait of Messina to mainland Italy. This allowed them to avoid being encircled, although they ultimately lost control of the island. The final stages of Operation Husky saw intense fighting around Messina. American and British forces raced to capture the city, with General Patton's troops reaching it first on August 17, 1943. The capture of Messina marked the conclusion of the campaign, and Sicily was now fully under Allied control. The success of Operation Husky not only dealt a significant blow to Axis forces, but also opened the door for the Allied invasion of mainland Italy, which would come later that year. Operation Husky was not without its challenges and controversies. There were disagreements between British and American commanders over strategy, and coordination issues arose during the airborne drops. Additionally, the campaign led to significant civilian casualties and widespread destruction across Sicily. However, the operation ultimately achieved its strategic objectives, forcing the Axis to abandon the island and shift their focus to defending Italy. The invasion of Sicily had far-reaching consequences beyond the immediate military success. It significantly weakened the Italian regime, leading to the downfall of Benito Mussolini and Italy's eventual surrender to the Allies in September 1943. Operation Husky also demonstrated the effectiveness of amphibious assaults and joint operations, lessons that would later be applied during the D-Day invasion in Normandy, or Sicily.